Hello, one old-time music lover here again today, and here is a very special video I want to make today on Al Bowley's birthday. This is the birthday of Al Bowley. He was born January 7th of 1899 and died in 1940. Died unfortunately in 1941 in a Luftwaffe bombing attack on the UK. Quite unfortunate because as the long-term viewers on this channel know, Al Bowley is the guy who started my whole collecting career, and for 4 years he has been my number one favorite musician of all time. So this is a vinyl from I think this is 1977, and it is a compilation of the HMV sessions that occurred with Al Bowley and his best friend Ray Noble. There's the compilation right there. That's the cover, and it's just got some great stuff in here. Here's it's got this great little here's the booklet. There is Mr. Ray Noble, but a booklet that has just pictures and the tracks. Here's a picture of Al Bowley playing the banjo, which is actually his original thing. Until it wasn't until 1930 and that he started singing. Prior to that, his first ever recording was Soho Blues. I forgot what band it was that exactly was playing it, but that was recorded for Victor in 1926. And in that, he doesn't sing, but he plays the backup banjo in that jazz recording. And there's just great pictures. There's a lot of famous pictures of Al Bowley, which you've probably seen. There's one very nice picture of Al Bowley in here that I would have to try and find for you all. Let me just give me 1 second. Let me try and find it, because it's a great picture, a great famous picture of Al Bowley. Yes, there it is. This is him in 1933, him playing a guitar, and he's probably playing a tune that he recently recorded for HMV, because there's an HMV 101 gramophone right by him. So that's that famous picture of Al Bowley. And this vinyl I'm going to play for you all today is a recording of Ray Noble talking all about the life and his experience alongside Al Bowley. And I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's take a listen to it. On Al Bowley's birthday. This is a special episode just for Al Bowley's birthday. This is the only artist that I would really do a special birthday episode for, because I just care about Al Bowley so much. And he is the best singer, I think, the best singer of the 1930s by far. Number one, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
The first time I met Al Bowley was shortly after he had first arrived in London. I was on the lookout for promising new singers and gave him several recording dates. He was so anxious to get the opportunity, he said yes to everything. And it was some time before I discovered he was singing in too high a key for his best tones. Following a summer engagement in Holland, I took Al to the States, where he became the featured singer with my band of what was then the most exclusive supper club in New York. He was already known there from our recordings, and his personal charm made new friends among the patrons. He was popular in the profession, too. The Tin Pan Alley men took to him at once, and so did musicians. Even the somewhat taciturn and reserved Glenn Miller, who was my second trombonist, admitted that Al Bowley was a pretty good guy. Al himself was essentially a simple person. He saw the world only in black and white. If you were his friend, nothing was too good for you. If you were his enemy, well, look out. He was extremely generous and emptied his pockets to anyone with a hard luck story, and was forever bringing some strange character to me with the plea that we do something to help, in spite of the fact that many of his swans turned out to be geese. In fact, to cope with this, my wife induced him to let her keep back some of his salary to forestall those who would, take advantage of his warm heart. This simple sincerity was, to me, the most valuable quality of his singing. He believed what he sang. Sometimes when he had turned in a good performance on a song like The Very Thought of You, which has a lyric as sincere as I could make it, I've seen him turn away from the microphone with tears in his eyes. Oh, ballad singing is not, of course, a great art, but it's still no mean feat to catch at the hearts of thousands of listeners the way he could. During the time I knew him, he drank little, smoked not at all, but fell a happy victim to every pretty redhead, brunette, or blonde. Although neither very young nor very handsome, he exerted a fascination on the fair sex, which I found almost frightening. I took him on tour from the Canadian border down to the deep south, and he left a trail of broken hearts all the way. Not that he was a cynical, sophisticated Don Juan. He believed every romance while it lasted, which might be 24 hours or a month. He was a faithful letter writer for a while, then forgot the girl's name. I wouldn't like you to think that Al was just a ladies' man. Far from it. He was extremely masculine, almost aggressively so. A competitive sport, for instance, raised him to the highest pitch of excitement. Whenever we could in New York, we'd dine at Jack Dempsey's restaurant and then cross the street to Madison Square Garden to see the ice hockey. Usually another fellow and myself would sit either side of Al to hold him down when the referees made a poor decision. Otherwise, he'd be up, blue veins bulging out of his face and starting to get out on the ice to tear referees and players limb from limb. I remember at Dempsey's restaurant one night, two intoxicated barflies were causing a lot of trouble. Al was just taking off his coat to take them both on when Jack Dempsey himself appeared, looking very unlike a boxer in his black tie and dinner jacket, and restored peace with soft words and the very mildest demeanor. Al said to me in awe, "Do you realize one of those drunks told the ex-heavyweight champion of the world that he'd half a mind to knock his block off?" Al used to tell one true story on himself. One evening in his hotel suite, while dressing to go to work, he broke his braces. In a violent hurry, as usual, he phoned the head porter and said, "Send around right away for a pair of braces." Nothing happened, so he called again a little later and repeated his request. In a few minutes, there was a knock at the door, and there stood a bewildered carpenter with a brace and bit in each hand, saying, "Look, mister, I don't know what you want with these things, but if you're going to do anything to the hotel furniture, then you better let me do it." It was then Al found out that Americans say suspenders for braces. Even after all these dangerous years, I still get many inquiries about Al Bowley. And sometimes when a middle-aged father says to me, "You know, I first met my wife the night we danced to your band and heard Al Bowley sing 'Goodnight, Sweetheart,' and we've never forgotten it." Well, then I feel that both Al and I have contributed in our small way to other people's happiness. And how I wish he were here now to share that feeling.
Absolutely remarkable thing. Honestly, I'm breathtaken away from that recording. Just like hearing that and just hearing Ray Noble just talk about Al Bowley like that. It just is so. And that final sentence, like saying how you wish, breaks my heart because Ray Noble and Al Bowley, they're best friends. They were best friends and since he started the band in 1930, honestly, and this really just goes to show that Al Bowley was just like different type of guy. You know, he was just like, this is why he's my favorite artist, and this is why. Like you have Al Bowley as my favorite musician singer of all time, but then you also have this guy, Ray Noble. He is one of my favorite band leaders. I think his band on all of those recordings is remarkable, and just to hear him talk about that is just such a great gift, just such a great opportunity, and that's why I'm sharing this on YouTube for you all to hear, so you can hear this. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and happy birthday to old Al Bowley.